Militarily Speaking, episode 38, KC Warriors.
This episode, we talk with Kevin Hutchison, founder of KC Warriors.
Welcome to Militarily Speaking, brought to you by Armed Forces Bank. This is Tom McLean. My co-host, Jodi Vickery. I'm the Regional Military Executive for Armed Forces Bank. Jodi is the Executive Vice President, Director of Military Consumer Lending. Good to see you again, Jodi. Feels like it's been forever, but since you're traveling so much, I'll have to send you my
That was
contact
sincere sounding. It's good to see you again. I felt that. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to our show. We're excited to have you listening and learning about our guest, Kevin, with KC Warriors. I do want to take just a second, Kevin, and let our audience know a little bit about you. As the Executive Director of the Kansas City Warriors hockey program, Kevin Hutchison is focused on growing the services and support for the KC Warriors program. KC Warriors is a 501c3 providing therapeutic healing to disabled veterans through team sports. Kevin took over leadership of the program in 2022, and it has grown from 8 players in 2018 to 90 players this past year, and I'm sure we're going to hear all about current and future growth plans this morning.
Sure.
Kevin is a U.S. Marine veteran. Thank you for your service, specializing in signal intelligence and cybersecurity. That's code, Tom, for he is smarter than both of us combined.
And that was a catapult to CISO.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, you just wanted to say that, didn't you?
I know. I had
you sound smarter.
queued up for that.
Yeah. His military deployments include Iraq, Djibouti, and the Philippines. Kevin continued his love of security to his civilian life and has held roles with companies such as Cerner DST Systems, the IRS, we won't hold that one against you, I guess, General Dynamics, and Northrop Grumman. Kevin is currently the Deputy CISO, there it is again, for Oracle Health. Kevin continued his education and is a graduate of Capital Technical University with a Master's of Science in Information Security, and he holds the Certified Chief Information Security Officer and Certified Information System Security Professional Certification.
That's a
lot.
Yeah.
You got to be, he's on it is what that's code for. Is a member of the University of Central Missouri Cybersecurity Advisory Board. And on top of being the executive director of the KC Warriors, we're thankful, Kevin, that you're in Veterans of Foreign War Post Officer and Cub Scout Den Leader. You are a busy guy is what I'm taking from all of that. Busy and smart.
A lot of things going.
Busy and smart, yes. I see plates spinning behind you, maybe. I just want to say welcome. It's an honor to have you here. I would love for you just to start, tell our audience how your organization got started, KC Warriors, and discuss the mission of the organization, if you would.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. So the Kansas City Warriors is part of the USA Hockey Warriors division. The division is set around providing services and providing an outlet, providing healing for disabled veterans across the U.S. There's over 30 teams all over the United States. We get together for several major tournaments a year, and then we host our own tournaments and have little friendly competitions against each other. This is a really big piece post-service of allowing veterans to compete for a common mission, getting back that team feeling that they had when they were active duty. I kind of laugh. I did a summer camp with my son a couple weeks ago for Cub Scouts. And after he got done with the 4 days, he told me when we got back to the house, I really miss not having my friends with me all day. I really miss, being with them all day and having so much fun throughout what we're doing. And I told him, imagine that for 5 years. And when you get out of the service, you no longer have those guys to rely on. And what this program does is it gives you another way to bring that brotherhood back together. We have a lot of common shared experiences. If it's deployment, if it's just going through boot camp, the injuries that we have, we're able to help support each other. It's a really amazing piece that you start to find where guys that I've never met before, and we found out that we were in the same theater, same location, same city at the same time. But we never met 20 years ago, and we're brought together today. And so this program is really about bringing that team spirit back together and making sure that we're able to be there and support each other and make sure that we're there to have more common shared experiences.
My first question to him is why hockey? So what's your history with hockey personally?
So I kind of laugh. I didn't start playing hockey until about 4 years ago.
But you knew how to skate though, right?
I knew how to skate. I rollerbladed a lot as a kid, and I grew up in Phoenix area, so a great rollerblading weather. A little bit of ice skating out there, but it wasn't anything like what it takes to go and play hockey.
Mhm.
And it's pretty amazing. My son started playing. My wife is Canadian. My son started playing, and a buddy at the Veterans of Foreign War meeting said, "Well, if your son's playing, you should learn how to play also, and then you could get out there and do it." And I said, "Well, I don't know how to play. I don't have skates." And he said, "We got that covered for you." And the Warrior program partners with other nonprofits that are out there that actually provide services like equipment. It costs you over $1,000 just to get into this sport,
Wow.
just to get the protective equipment that you need to get on the ice for the first time. What if you don't like it? So there's an organization up in Minnesota called United Heroes League that we partnered up with. And their mission is to provide veterans, active duty, and their family members equipment. So we get with that team up there, and the group up there is amazing. And we'll get them gear. And once they get done with that gear, if they like it, they'll end up upgrading their stuff.
Yep.
And then they send it back. I've got a big old duffel bag downstairs full of stuff that's getting ready to go back up to Minnesota to get repurposed for other veterans and active duty members out there.
I'm thinking it might cost me more than $1,000 to get outfitted because I probably need extra protective
Extra
gear,
padding.
extra padding.
It's funny because you'll see the progression as guys go through it. So I started playing. We actually have coaches that come out to help guys learn how to skate. It's different when you go out and do an open skate and you skate in circles. That's one thing. When you're actually out there starting, stopping, moving from side to side, that's a different world out there. And so that's the great part about it is you get those experiences, you learn how to do it, and we take all levels. So the program has everything from guys that have been playing, guys and girls. It's co-ed, and it's non-checking. We're all broke as it is. We don't want to continue breaking us even more.
That's better for you,
Yes,
Jodi.
yes.
Yeah.
I might just drive the Zamboni. Isn't that what it's called?
Yes.
Well, and we have players that have played since they were kids, all the way up through brand new players that it's their first time on the ice. We have a lot of veterans that come out. They've never skated before. And when you watch them, it looks like Bambi on ice. It's kind of
baby giraffe.
Yeah, baby giraffe out there. It's really great. But then you watch them over the weeks, over the months, over the year, and you really see how it's really taking effect in these teams and in these individuals out there. And it's amazing. We have so much fun out there. It's funny every time somebody falls and they say, if you're not falling, you're not trying hard enough.
Right.
So as you fall, everybody's banging your stick on the ice and just letting everybody know that, you're cheering for that person to get back up and keep charging again. That's
what we say in banking too, right? If you're not falling, you're not trying hard enough.
I don't think I've ever heard that in banking.
You kind I'm breaking new ground here.
Okay.
You kind of got guilt shamed into hockey because your son was playing, right? Mm-hmm. And so if my daughter were like a professional skydiver, you think I'm going to do that?
Yeah, you got to try it at least once.
All right. Even if I'm scared, right?
Hey, that's the best time to do things. You got to get over those fears. You got to make sure you take those head on.
All right, it's way too early for Kevin to be so positive, isn't it?
I know. Make it stop.
Second cup of coffee. We're good.
I'm one behind, so I'm going to drink faster.
So I know it's July 18th today. This is going to be published a little bit further down the road for our audience to hear the great story about KC Warriors. But let's talk about your upcoming hockey classic this weekend. I know there's a lot that goes into that and a lot of communication, a lot of logistics, a lot of coordination. When I looked at your social media and saw that you're actually trying to get donated funds to Veterans Community Project to fill the inventory of food that has been sort of decimated through the commissary day recently at VCP. We love the folks over there, Liz and Vanessa, Brian, all the folks at VCP that you probably know pretty well, Kevin. But leading up to this hockey classic, just talk a little bit about how this event has evolved and how important it is to the organization.
Yeah, this event actually has started, man, it was a while ago. I'm trying to think how many years right now. I don't have it offhand. May have to splice that in later. But this hockey classic has grown from 4 teams of mixed abilities to now 12 teams. We broke it out by different divisions. We figured the brand new skater that was me 4 years ago, should not be competing against somebody who's been skating since they were a little kid.
Right.
And
Probably not a fair fight.
definitely not a fair fight. And it's not fun for either side. So we broke it out and we've got 2 divisions, an upper and a lower division. We have 6 teams per division. So Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. We've got Space Force and first responders. So we've got folks that are veterans. This is open to all. We bring in veterans, we bring in first responders, we bring just regular supporters, whoever wants to come and play. We're raising money for the KC Warriors. The tournament cost is actually covered by the registration fee that the players play. And so everything that we get donated to us, everything that we make from a raffle perspective, all of that goes back to the program. It goes back to the 501c3. And that money goes to affecting veterans' lives. We provide practices where we can gain skills, where we can work together as a team. And we also travel. When we travel to different tournaments, and we go all over the U.S. for these things. We've actually had somebody go as far as Denmark.
Oh, wow.
To compete in a Denmark hosted. And that was with a Wounded Warrior program helped fund and help that trip. And that was actually, we sent one representative. They sent a handful from different organizations, warrior organizations, to go compete in Denmark. Really amazing. Over the last couple of years, we've competed in Philadelphia, Michigan, St. Louis. We're getting ready to go to Jeff City here in Missouri and do the I-70 showdown against our sister program, the St. Louis Blues Warriors.
How soon is that? What's the date of that?
That's going to be on September 9th.
Okay.
The KC Armed Forces Hockey Classic. So right now we've got 184 players. I have a handful more that are trying to get in at the last minute. I think completely full capacity is right around 190. So it is going to be a lot of players. It's going to be a lot of supporters. Last year, our stands were packed. This is being held out in the Independence Community Ice Center. So right next door to where the Mavericks play. We're at the smaller ice right there. Big ice is closed for the summer. They're not frozen yet, but we'll be on the community ice side. And it's just a great time. It's a great time to come watch friendly games, friendly tournament. We actually added some extra rules this year to try to make it even more fair and even more friendly. We actually have a ringer rule where if you got a ringer out there that scores a lot of goals, you're only allowed 3. After 3, that's a penalty against your team, and that goal doesn't count. So
they can't hide, can they?
They can't hide. So you're not going to have one guy that was a former professional player come out and score 12 goals for you
on the U.S. national team.
Yeah, we also added a rule that if there's a tiebreaker, if it's by points at the very end, the tie is broke by the team that has the fewest amount of penalty minutes. So if you get a little chippy on the ice and start little tiffs, then your team's going to have a disadvantage when it comes to ties.
Bonus for good behavior.
What's the format for the periods? Is it length of time wise?
Yeah, so we do 12-minute running clocks.
Okay.
So outside of a goal and outside of an injury, the clock's running the whole time, and that helps keep our tournament on schedule. Helps make sure that our ice team has their ability to get cleaned ice and everything taken care of in between, and we can keep moving forward with each team. We do one game on Friday night, and then it'll be on the 20th, July 20th. And then we'll have 2 games per team on Saturday, and then we have the championship and consolidation round for Sunday.
Okay.
Busy weekend.
It is. We will be there all weekend long. So it is
literally living there.
Yeah.
Yes. We do have some people that bring their RVs they stay in the parking lot.
DoorDash will know you well.
Yeah.
But you're suiting up too, aren't you, Kevin?
Of course. I got to be playing for my Marines. So like I said, it is Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. So it is fun to get out there. What's really great is we end up having players, a lot of them will be from that service.
Okay.
But we do have a lot of players out there that don't serve. Maybe their grandparents served. Maybe they just that's the favorite jersey that they like, and they want to go and support that team. Everybody is brought in. Everybody is treated amazing. For that weekend, you're part of the team, and everybody loves it when we all get together and holler Marines at the beginning of the game, or Air Force or Army or Navy. Everybody does it. It's not, okay, if you served in that branch. No, you're fighting for that branch today. Go do them proud.
That's awesome.
And you wear number 26, is that right?
That is correct. Don't be gunning for me when I get on the ice.
I don't think you have to worry about that from Tom. But if you do that, I'm going to need video footage.
I know people in the cybersecurity business.
You'll be wearing, what are those called that you climb ice mountains with a clamp on? You'll be like running across the ice with
Don't you have a question for Kevin?
I do. I'm
Let's
distracted
keep it going,
so
okay,
easily.
Jodi?
Yeah, so you've been doing this for, about 5 years now. What are some of the secrets to this sustained success, I'll call it? There's a lot, I think, that folks don't see that go on behind the scenes to produce the event that you described that's coming up this weekend. What does that look like behind the curtain? What are your secrets to success? You're welcome to talk about the fundraising efforts of your fundraising coordinator, Jodi, if you'd like. Help us understand how the organization ticks.
Yeah, this is everybody that we have here, besides being disabled veterans, our team and our staff all have full-time jobs. Not one person can do this alone, especially a tournament this size. We have a lot of support from a lot of our players. We bring committees together for pretty much everything from what's the jersey going to look like, all the way through to scheduling ice and making sure that we have the proper volunteers set up and the proper events and booths for the weekend. So there's a whole staff of us in the background that are working through the schedules, making sure that we don't double book a team, making sure that you're not playing back-to-back games and wearing that other team out, unless it's Army and you're just trying to give them a disadvantage. But there's a lot of work that we do. Like I said before, everything that's raised here goes to the program. It doesn't go to cover ice. It doesn't go to cover the refs. All that is taken care of by the player registration fees. So when we have you reach out to Joe at kcwarriors.com, Jodi is our fundraising coordinator for the program. He goes through and tracks all the information, tracks all of the fundraisers and donors that we have. But one thing that we are working through is we're working on if you donate. So we've already locked in our sponsors that we have on the jerseys for the 2023 Kansas City Armed Forces Hockey Classic. From here going forward, donations over a certain amount will get you on the jersey for next year. So if there's an organization that says, hey, I still have some 2023 dollars that we need to donate to charitable organizations, we can still get you in. And we're going to make sure you get recognized throughout the year and throughout next year. We only exist based on the donations that we get out there. Ice time is expensive. It costs about $300 an hour for ice time.
That is
so that is not cheap. So I've got usually around 35 to 45 players that show up for every practice. And we do this twice a month. So just to provide minimum programming for our players is $600 a month. That's pricey price tag on that. So we're always looking for help. We're always looking for support.
And you do have some great partners out there too. We can all look at your website too. Which why don't you say the website for the audience just to make sure they know it, and we can say it as many times as you want.
Yeah, definitely. Go to kcwarriors.com or visit us on Facebook. We're really active on Facebook. It'll be facebook.com/Kansas City Warriors Hockey. We'll get you directly to us. You'll see our shield up there. We've got lots of posts. We're actually this week, which will be post the tournament, but we've got some great sponsors like Armed Forces Bank.
Thank you for the plug.
Yeah. Got to get the plug in there. We've got some other amazing ones out there.
Yeah, I saw the 2022 Classic sponsors out there. So I'm sure they're repeat sponsors, and you've got other partners that you've attracted to support you. So yeah, if you want to share a couple of those to give them some press, then feel free to do that.
Yeah, so sponsors this year, we've actually moved to a new Team Snap, which was what we were working on to provide a lot of the updates to players. Really cool because you can get live updates as our officials and scorekeepers are inputting information. If you want to, like I know Tom's going to be following the Marines, Yep. He can get live updates and see when goals are scored from the Marines against their opponents. This year, our major sponsors include Veterans United Foundation, Honeywell, Black & Veatch, of course, Armed Forces Bank. We've got Shields, we've got Osuri, Camo Adventures. We've got some great sponsors out there. We've got some great things that have been donated to the program for raffles. We just met this past week with Ken Morrow former gold medal 1980 Miracle on Ice,
Oh, yeah.
and 4-time Stanley Cup winner with the Islanders. He donated an 80s replica jersey from Team USA and signed it for our team to raffle that off.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's an inspirational movie. I'm sure you've seen it. You probably share it with the teams, right? Right before you kick off a hockey classic, right? Just maybe that speech, right?
It is amazing. And it's kind of funny when you get to watch a movie like that and you've met, players from that team and you sit there and listen
To
for their name to
validate
be
it.
called.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah,
It's
but
amazing.
I'm sure it was authentic and it was a genuine replication in the movie based on what transpired in that locker room. What a great, 1980? Is that right?
Yeah.
1980.
So if I did the math on that, that's a while ago.
I know. Should we play the What Were You Doing in 1980 game? I don't think so.
Nope. I wasn't born then. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, just reading your bio at the top of this, I was kind of just exhausted living vicariously through your bio. So by day, you have a full-time job at Oracle Health as their deputy CISO. There's that word again. But you clearly, I hear it in your voice, you have a passion for this program. How do you balance it? I know you just shared that all of the other folks that are helping put this together also have, day jobs outside of this. How do you find the time and the energy to make it all come together?
I have a very patient wife that allows me to spend my evenings pushing this program together. I'm telling you, it is a large undertaking, and I couldn't do it without the support of the other team captains, the assistant captains that we have. And we've got a great leadership team that comes together and helps get contacts, helps run down different logistical things. When you're running a tournament, it's usually in one location. There's a handful of things that you need to do. When you're traveling with the team, when we head up to Minnesota, when we head to Philly, when we go up to Michigan, there's a lot of hotel room logistics. Our players partner up with another player when we go through and help offset the cost for lodging to make it more affordable for players to go. It is a massive undertaking. Last minute ads, drops, all the nightmares that you can imagine with any other major logistical movements.
Oh, yeah.
We deal with those, but we're all volunteers and we all look at it. We all do it together and we work together for that common mission. And that's to go out and support each other and have a good time.
By the way, you may or may not know this, Kevin, but it sounds like this program is serving, again, a lot of great things on the military side, the veteran side. Is this happening in other sports like hockey or not?
There are a handful of other ones that I've seen out there. I do know that there's different ways that people are handling bringing folks together, making sure that they have the support that they need. Right. I have a buddy down with War Horses for Veterans. Patrick down there has been doing the same thing with horses and using therapy, bringing people together, talking about experiences. I love his program also because they're big into food. And I'm a huge foodie. So part of his is not just working with the horses, but also making sure that you're, cooking together through the different meals, and that brings people together. I know that he's also helped an organization, Swell, that does veterans, and it does the same thing from a surfing side of the house.
Ah, okay.
One of the things that we find is when you get out there, it doesn't matter how stressful your day is, if it's either stresses from previous war experiences, or stresses from your current job, or stresses from the house. When we step out on the ice, everything else goes away. The only thing that you're concentrating on is what is in front of you from a hockey perspective. And it's an amazing feeling. Now, when you step off the ice, reality hits back again. But when you're out there, it gives you that break. It gives you that mental health break that you really need to keep moving forward.
Love it. How can people get involved? We've talked about this kind of intermittently around the podcast today, but is it about volunteers? Is it about, you talked about donations and the fact that really every dollar goes back to the organization. What other ways can people get involved? And if you want, say your website again, will you?
Yeah, definitely. So if you go to kcwarriors.com, yep, or if you email info@kcwarriors, that'll get to our general inbox that a handful of us have it set to forward to so that we can help out. Volunteers, we have a big event like this every year. We do some smaller events, like I was mentioning earlier, where we're heading to Jeff City to play against the St. Louis Blues Warriors team. We have volunteer opportunities to come out and do things like that. When it comes throughout the rest of the year, we're always looking for people that are going to help with anything off ice. But honestly, it's difficult to coordinate. We've got kind of a set pattern when it comes to, we come in, we do practices, we have volunteers that come and actually do player development for us. So some are players on the team that are very seasoned. Some are rink staff that actually give hockey classes that come out and help us out. Over the past couple of years, we've got a really good friend of the program, John Chavo, who's a former Mavericks player. He used to come out and do drills with us and run drills with us from there. We've got a Mavericks player out there making passes back and forth to our players. And you want to talk about being a little intimidated. You're like, don't miss that pass. Don't miss that. I know he's going to put a little heat on this thing. Don't miss it. Got to look good.
I would say I have a hangnail and I can't participate in today's.
Like skating as fast as I could the other way.
Well, it's funny because you'll watch them make some shots and you're like, and that's why you play professional. Yes. And we are still playing out on this Warrior League. So, but it's a really good time. So we're always looking for donations. If it's a monetary donation, if it's equipment that you may have that we can help get up to United Heroes League. If it's an item that you think may be great to use for a raffle perspective or an auction. We actually had a friend of the program, Dalton. Him and his mom have made some amazing tumbler cups for us. And they made one for each branch of the service out there for the team that we're doing. And we're going to raffle those off. And it's got kind of the Constitution and it is amazing. You'll see it up on our website. And if you're listening to this after the Armed Forces Hockey Classic, scroll back and give it a like. They were just a supporter of the program. And they said, you know what? We make these things. We're going to donate this for the raffle items.
Is there a merch shop on your site too?
We do have a merch site. Yeah. So we work with the folks at Dynasty Gear and Bar Down Hockey, which is out in Overland Park. And we've got a great friend of the program, Austin, that has done a ton for us. Everything from jerseys to t-shirts to jackets. So you can go out there. We've got a whole different design crew coming through and helping design a bunch of new swag. But come on out, grab something on the website. It's a lot of fun. We're trying to make just a small amount on the swag side because we really want people to wear it. It's one thing to try to make money off of the swag. It's another thing to go out and see a bunch of people wearing the shirts supporting your team. And that's what we're looking for right now.
He's speaking your love language, isn't he?
He is.
Swag.
I need some time.
Yeah. I know what you're going to be doing the rest of the day. He's going to be on your website.
There's some
adding to cart.
Cool jerseys on the website. Yeah.
Yes. I don't think you can wear that to work, though. I don't think it's in the dress code.
Fridays.
Maybe.
As long as it's red.
Yes, this is true. So I like to hear the personal side of things too. I don't know. I'm sure it might be hard to choose, but I don't know if you've got a story or two that you might share with us to relay to our listeners how the program has impacted individuals that you've come across over the years.
Yeah, like we talked about before, our total roster of players, active and inactive, and we do have some inactive players because as life goes and as you change jobs, you may have to step away from the program for a year or two as you start getting your feet underneath you with a new job to be able to come out to practices and games. So we're sitting at over 100 players total. I've got over 70 active players that are there monthly basis, doing things, going out, helping out with events, and participating in what we do as Warriors. We've had quite a few challenges over the year. Since COVID hit, we've lost 3 players. So we lost one to suicide, and that was a really rough one. He's an independence firefighter and was dealing with a lot of PTSD issues from his service. And when he passed, he reached out and said goodbye. And he said he loved us, but he could not keep fighting. And that was a rough one. We had another one that passed away because of COVID complications. And so Z was a tough one, especially that was towards the beginning of this. And then most recently, Pete, one of our players, in the middle of a hockey game, wasn't feeling well and expired in the locker room.
Oh, wow.
And so it's been a rough one. One of the things that we do when we have these type of situations, and we hope to God never to have another one, but these things do occasionally happen. We get our players together. We've gotten out on the ice. Usually that night when we find out, we'll get on the ice and we'll talk about it. And through talking, we heal. We get out there and just out there to support each other. And it's pretty amazing to see.
As rough of a year as it has been for you and your team, that to have a place to go as a team with the Warriors hockey program that you have, I think is a testament to how you built something from ground zero and made it a place for people to feel better and to even heal.
Very much so.
So well done. Thank you for sharing those stories.
Yeah.
So you got a couple events that you have throughout the year. We talked about the big one this weekend and the St. Louis Bash that you have coming up against your competition there. But you've recently had like the Hendrickson Foundation Disabled Hockey Festival, right? And that was in Minnesota. And then you've got another one, Ben Holiday Barrel Pick. And maybe that's, you need to tell me about that.
A holiday, did you say holiday barrel pick?
Barrel pick.
What are we what are we picking?
I don't.
So this is a bourbon pick. So we every year we try to do a partnership with a distillery, and we found it not just for those of us who love bourbon, but it's a great event that we can use with the community, get out, have a good time. So we've got some great friendships with the Brown family, Carrie Brown over at Brown's Irish Market in Kansas City. And we've worked with them in the past. We did last year we did Buffalo Trace. And this year we went with Ben Holiday up in Weston. We went with a local bourbon. And so what we'll do is we'll go up, do a tasting at their distillery. We'll pick a barrel, and on the label, it actually will have Kansas City Warriors partnered. We partnered with the team out of Weston this year and another bourbon group called Whiskey Tomfoolery. And
that's a good name.
Yeah, it's good. Our buddies over there are amazing. Tom, who started that group, has really helped us out a lot over the years. Get involved with the bourbon community. And you want to talk about coming out in droves? When we did the Buffalo Trace bourbon pick, that was about a little over a year ago. We had 140 bottles, and we had sold half of them in the first 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And we had to take it from 2 down to 1 bottle per person after that to hopefully get through the line that went all the way out the store and down the walkway. So we didn't want to ride on our hands. So Carrie and John and George and Tom all helped us out with that. So really amazing group down there with Brown's Irish Market. And we've been able to do that. We're looking to see who we're going to partner with this year. And maybe we'll do something special again for 2024 from a barrel pick perspective.
Very cool. That sounds like fun.
Is there something that you call like a Patty O' meet and greet type thing?
Yeah, that was a play for the Irish Market there. So that was Carrie and the team. So she wanted to make sure that everybody came out and met the players. We were all there with jerseys on. So as these different folks came in, they could kind of hear about the program and what we do and meet a few players while we're there. So
very clever.
It was a really good time. Great food down there too.
Kevin, it kind of reminds me of a joke, right?
God.
What do you call an Irish woman that sits by your pool all day?
What?
Patty O' furniture.
That's terrible.
Oh, that's great.
I had to get it in there though, right? Because it's a stupid dad joke.
I know.
That is perfect.
You probably spent way more time on Google looking for that than you should have.
No, I'm going
to have IT pull your Google records.
They already do.
Oh my gosh, for good cause.
It's just not good. Yeah.
So I always want to give everybody a chance to share things about the organization that Tom and I just haven't thought to ask. So as we wrap up today, are there things like that you were hoping we'd ask about and the audience needs to hear about KC Warriors?
So if you are interested in joining, and like I said before, we take everybody from seasoned players down to, I just want to try this out and see what it is. Visit kcwarriors.com, email info@kcwarriors.com. Please give us a little bit of time to respond. Like we mentioned earlier, we
Kinda
are
busy.
full-time employees
Yeah.
with other efforts, and we have to concentrate on our livelihood during the day. And this is a secondary thing in the evening. So come out and support the different tournaments that we have throughout the year. We'll be out in Jeff City in September. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com, the Kansas City Warriors Hockey, and come out to one of our events.
Very good.
Tom was mentioning earlier, we are doing for this year, we partnered with Veterans Community Project. We're working on filling their pantry. That's a big one for us, that we have several players that are both employees of Veterans Community Project and residents of Veterans Community Projects.
What a great connection.
So it is, we've got some tight connections with those folks, and are really looking at helping them out to this year also.
You've mentioned a lot of cities too. So I'm going to put you on the spot about NHL teams, right? So Wild, Coyotes, Blues, Red Wings. Do you have a favorite, or do you not want to say that?
For me, It's definitely got to be the Red Wings.
All right.
So I was born in Detroit. I'll tell you, when we went up and played, so there's a Warrior Classic that goes on every year for USA Hockey. This last year, the Warrior Classic was in Detroit. And what they try to do with Warrior Classics is, if it's in a town with an NHL team, they'll usually do an event where they play against the alumni. So they took 1 to 2 players from every Warrior team and put them together, and they played against the Red Wings alumni team. And you want to talk about such a fun event. Those Red Wing guys were just having a good time with our players out on the ice, and it was just a class act. We actually had one of our mascot that we have, Johnny Sasquatch, and it's this massive Sasquatch outfit. And he came back, he was behind the Red Wings bench. And towards the end of the game, we actually tossed an octopus out on the ice. And in true Detroit fashion, the Detroit alumni team actually had the individual that was responsible during the games of going and getting the octopus. He's been retired. He actually got back out on the ice, grabbed that octopus, swung it around his head like he did for the NHL games, and tossed it back off. And
wait. Like a real octopus?
What? Yeah, it's dead, but it's a real
it doesn't help.
Stinky octopus.
Oh,
was there more than one? Were there octopi or not?
There were not octopi.
I just wanted to say octopi. Yeah.
It was kind of funny because they gave me a glove. They gave me a glove. I was actually honored to be able to throw the octopus out there, because our mascot definitely didn't want to take his brand new mascot outfit and stick his hand with the big old meaty gloves into this slimy bag of smelliness. But they gave me a glove for it. And when the guy looked over and saw I had a glove, he had a few choice words for me about manning up and reaching in with my bare hand to get it. So
I'd want like a whole hazmat suit. I don't even.
Oh my goodness, it was hilarious.
Wow.
So really good time.
In my mind, I'm picturing like that giant squid TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, probably not that, but still.
I was thinking about Squidward.
Well, the octopus part aside,
it's throwing you off. It
is. I actually need to go Google footage of this because, obviously, it's
and they're not
me.
baby octopi either.
Not they're calamari
like
you get at the restaurant.
Yeah, the 38 arm tentacles. Yeah,
I think they only have 8.
See, there you go again.
Octa means
Still
8.
think you have a bad attitude today.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, we're winding down.
Yes. Kevin's like, thank you. Thank you, Lord.
We're going to play a little game with you, Kevin.
You can play on the first part, but on the second part, you won't be able to answer because you actually probably will know the answer.
I know.
Yeah. So
even though he's kind of a rookie in the hockey world, right?
He's less of a rookie than I am.
He won't have points taken away from him for scoring too many goals.
Yeah. That'd be my problem. They'd ask me to sit down because
that's because you're just too good.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
So let me get my Google ready. Okay, I'm ready.
No. All right,
yes, you can actually answer this one. So we're going to play Military Minute. last week, Tom found a pop culture question. Who is the best-selling fiction author estimated by
Let's say
sales?
that correctly, shall we?
Who is the best-selling fiction author by estimated sales?
Okay.
Don't judge me. So
you can actually say the answer if you know
he's typing.
it.
I can tell by looking at his eyes. He's
I know,
typing.
and his eyes are
And he's
moving
smiling.
back and
He's
forth.
like, I know the answer.
If they could only see my face and the shock of, I have no clue on this one.
Well, if you were in our audience and you answered William Shakespeare when you saw our post, then you are the winner, and you are eligible.
Winner, octopi dinner.
Gross. Calamari. Yeah. I'm never going to eat calamari again. But if you answer William Shakespeare, watch for your name to drop as the lucky recipient of a $50 gift card for you and $50 for a charity of your choice.
Hopefully that charity of choice is Casey Warriors.
It would be awesome.
Yep.
And we're going to fast forward to the question that you cannot answer, Kevin, because you actually might know this. This week's Military Minute is related to hockey, shockingly. What father and son duo has each scored 50 goals in a season? They would have totally had to sit out with this rule, the whole 3 goals and you're out
they'd
deal.
be penalized. They'd be banned from the league.
They would have never got to 50.
Don't answer. Don't answer. And
so if you know the answer, though, I can hear click, click, click. Don't answer. Yeah. If you know the answer, when our podcast episode drops, make sure you comment what you think the right answer is, and then you can be eligible next time for that same $50 for you and $50 for a charity of your choice.
I got nothing else.
You've never, ever said that before. So thank you again, Kevin, for spending time with us this morning and sharing your heart for KC Warriors. We love it. We love everything about it. And we're thankful that you were willing to share that with our audience today.
Thank you very much for having me. And thanks for spotlighting us today. This was amazing.
Our pleasure.
Well, you're amazing. If you enjoyed today's episode, go out to afbank.com and subscribe to the show. Also, make sure to rate us. Leave us a comment on your favorite podcast platform, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So yes, so probably in a few weeks. I know that we got some great stuff coming up for you, Kevin, with your organization, but can't wait to share what you've shared with us today. So thanks. Have a great weekend supporting our veterans at the Hockey Classic.
Thank you. Hope to see you out there.
You will. All right,
Thanks.
Bye. Take care.
Copyright 2022 Armed Forces Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All non-Armed Forces Bank owned apps, websites, company names, and product names are trademarks or registered trademarks of their respective owners. Their mention does not imply any affiliation with or endorsement by Armed Forces Bank of them or their products and services. They are merely used as examples of the many available apps, companies, and websites that offer similar services. Before using any app or website, you should carefully review the terms of use, data collection, and privacy policy. Apps may have an initial cost or in-application purchase features. This information is general in nature and is not intended to be legal, tax, or financial advice. Although Armed Forces Bank believes this information to be accurate, it cannot ensure that it could change. Statements or opinions of individuals referenced herein are their own, not Armed Forces Bank. Consult an appropriate professional concerning your specific situation and respective governing bodies for applicable laws, such as IRS.gov for current tax law. Armed Forces Bank, the Armed Forces Bank logo, and the Militarily Speaking logo are registered trademarks of Armed Forces Bank.